Well, the breaking news in the last few seconds, Oleksandr Usyk has retained his heavyweight title. It was a split decision. AJ gave a much better account of himself this second time around in this rematch. But it is Oleksandr Usyk who holds on to his titles by split decision. We will bring you those post-fight interviews and plenty more reaction on this. But AJ, valiant in defeat. Lots of respect between the two fighters. They both knelt in the ring and hugged afterwards, and both were wrapped in the Ukraine flag. But it is Usyk who holds on to his titles. Well, it's all happening out in Jeddah. Just to recap, Oleksandr Usyk winning the rematch with Anthony Joshua on a split decision. But that only tells part of the story, because Anthony Joshua, well, he held the two belts up and then just almost threw them to the canvas. And then he picked up the mic and started saying that, you know, I think he should have won the fight. There was one or two expletives in there as well. Lots of reaction to people watching the fight on social media, thinking AJ's lost it slightly. Usyk looked slightly uncomfortable, but then in fairness to AJ, he then paid homage to the victorious fighter and held his arm aloft. But he's basically saying here, how did you beat me? And he then picked the mic up and started addressing the crowd. This is after he'd picked the belts up and threw them to the canvas. Usyk looking slightly bewildered by what had gone on. Comprehensive victor in the first fight. This one a lot closer. AJ did have his moments in the back half of the fight where he came on really strong. And as you can see, wrapped in Ukrainian colours there, Anthony Joshua. He also started talking about his career and the fact that he'd been in jail and come out of jail, and really dominating what was Oleksandr Usyk's moment, really. But it was a great fight. He did give his all. And what does this mean for AJ now? But a lot of people reacting on social media, not quite sure of this outburst. And Oleksandr Usyk just stood quietly in the background. But eventually, he did pay homage, as I say, to the victor. But it's Oleksandr Usyk who has prevailed out in Jeddah. There he is, holds his hand aloft. Usyk looking slightly bewildered by what is going on, but an arm round the shoulder. And at the end of the fight, they did kneel together and have a hug and put the Ukrainian flag round both their shoulders. But an extraordinary outburst by Anthony Joshua. He thinks he won the fight, and Usyk left to wonder what indeed was going on as AJ continued to address the crowd.